lesson 2 of Introduction to Arabic Grammar. Before we start, can I just ask if we can hear, if Sister Zahida can hear me? You can say yes or just say yes in the chat. Okay, good. So last week we looked at what is a beneficial sentence in the Arabic language and what is an incomplete sentence. Basically we said that a complete sentence in Arabic means that the listener does not wait for any further information. An incomplete sentence is that the listener is waiting for some more information. So today, now that we learned what a beneficial sentence is, we need to look at how what the words in Arabic are constructed out of. So that's what's going to be our lecture for today, inshallah. So what will be covered in this lesson? The 3 different categories of words. So every language is constructed of words, and every language has a very broad category of different distinctions that words go into. So we're going to look at that in the Arabic language. The second thing we're going to look at is we're going to jump directly into different types of verbs. So we have different types of words, and then we have we're going to look at different types of verbs, which are the present, the past, and the imperative verbs. Imperative meaning the command verbs. And then we look at, finally we'll look at some examples and some exercises, inshallah. Now, are you all with me with the slides? I keep changing the slides. I'm hoping that you guys are following up. Is it appearing in your screen? Okay, that's good. Sister Aisha, can you see it? Alright, alhamdulillah. Okay, I'm just on slide number 3. Now, it says in the top that all the words, meaning all the words in the Arabic language, al-kalimat. Now, this is a new vocabulary that you should learn. Words means al-kalimat in the Arabic language. So all the words al-kalimat that are formed from the letters of the Arabic alphabet are confined to 3 types only. So what that means is that all the words in the Arabic language, no matter what it is, must come under these 3 categories and nothing else. So it's only these 3 categories and nothing more than this. The first type is called a fi'al, which is a verb. So a verb in Arabic is known as fi'al. So that's one type. For example, kataba. Kataba means wrote. So writing, wrote, write. So kataba is past tense, means wrote. The next one is yaktubu, which means write or will write. So that's in the present tense. And the last one is uktub, meaning write. And this is a command verb or an imperative verb. The next type of a category that words go into in the Arabic language is called the ism, or the noun, which we say in English. Like for example, a proper noun Muhammad, or Masfur, meaning sparrow, and Tufaha, meaning apple. So these are all nouns. Just like in the English language, we have nouns generally means name and place of things. So that has a similar definition in the Arabic language. And the last type is called a harf, meaning a particle. So for example, the word hal. So hal is a question article, meaning is this or what. We'll look at the meanings later on because it depends on the context. And then another example is fi, meaning in, and another example is lam, meaning did not. So quick recap, words in Arabic are divided into 3 categories. If you go on the next slide, it's a bit more clear. So words in Arabic language are divided into 3 categories. First one is verbs, second one is nouns, and third one is particles. Verbs divide further into three: past, present, and command verb. And then for the nouns and the particles, we'll look into them in the next few weeks. But for now, we're going to focus. We'll focus on the verbs, inshallah. Okay. So normally in the English language, the verbs are generally divided into past, present, and future. However, in the Arabic language, it's divided into past, present, and future are in one category. So this is important to know, that when I say present in the Arabic language, I'm also implying the future tense. So present or future come in one category, and then the last one is command or imperative. So I'm going to read these in Arabic, and I would really appreciate if all of you memorize these terms and their meanings, because I'm going to be using the Arabic terms very often. And if you don't understand, that's not going to really help you much. So we'll try to use the Arabic terms from now on. So please pay attention to the meanings and try to keep it in your mind. So for example, the first one is madin, or you can say madi. You're going to hear both. So madin or madi means past tense. Okay? Means past tense. For example, kataba, which means wrote. The next category of a verb in the Arabic language of a fi'al is mudari', meaning the present or the future tense, imperfect. Like what? Like yaktubu, meaning he writes or he is writing, or even he will write. The perfect and imperfect means that in the past tense it says perfect, meaning it's already completed. The action is done and it's finished. That's why it's a perfect past tense. And then the mudari', imperfect, means either it's happening or it's going to happen in the future. So that means that it's still not perfect. And then the last one is amr, which means command tense. And that is like example, uktub. Uktub meaning write. So these are the three categories of the fi'l or verb in the Arabic language. We'll go through them again. The first one is madi, meaning past tense. The second one is mudari', meaning present and future tense. And then the last one is amr, meaning command or imperative verb. So we'll just move on to the next slide, inshallah. Okay, so we have a nice diagram here. Verbs are divided into three: past tense, present or future tense, and command tense. Okay, so what is the past tense? What is the madi? Now, in the madi tense is that which denotes the occurrence of an action in a time that has elapsed. Means it's finished, it's already done. Or in the past tense, like kataba, wrote, means he's already written it, it's finished and done. Dahraja, rolled. Intalaqa, went. And istakhraja, extracted. So if an action is done in the past and it's finished, we term that as past tense verb. In Arabic it's called madi. And some examples can be akala, for example. Akala means ate. Kharaja means he left or left. And then there are a few more examples on our slides that we went through. So this is the past tense verb in the Arabic language, or the madi. Okay, so looking at some examples of the past tense verb, or the madi. Now the first sentence let me just get my pen so we can highlight the verbs. Okay. So let's look at number 1. Here it says Jara al-Hisanu. We're not going to be too concerned about this one at the moment. We're just going to be looking at the past tense verb, the Madi. So I'm just highlighting the Madi verb now. This is a Madi verb. Jara means, let's say he ran at the moment, so ran. So the horse ran, or the horse galloped, or something like that. Or you can say walked or ran, because we can use that for human, and that's what it means. So Jim, Ra, and Ya, Jara, is a past tense, meaning ran. Number 2 is Waqafa. So I'm going to highlight the fi'l Madi. So when I say fi'l Madi, I mean past tense verb. So this is a past tense verb. Waqafa. Waqafa. And waqafa means stood. So when you join it with a noun, ar-rajulu means the man. So the sentence means the man stood up. So the man stood up. Waqafa ar-rajulu. So this is a fi'l Madi. The third one is da'a. This is another fi'l Madi. Now da'a is means lost. So da'a al-kitabu, the book is lost. And then number 4 is daqqal jarasu, means that the bell rang. So daqqa, you can translate it as rang, past tense, bell, Madi. And then the 5th one is ja'a. Ja'a means came. So the reason why I'm emphasizing on the meanings is because vocabulary is very important, and as I mentioned in the last class, we can learn as much rules as we want, but if we don't have any words in our mind to apply those rules, we're not going to go anywhere. So vocabulary is very important. If I were you, I'd note these down and try to use them or memorize them. The last one is a very, very common one. We're going to be using this a lot. Fataha means open. So opened in the fi'l Madi, past tense. So Fataha Muhammadun al-Baba. Muhammad opened the door. So that's the meaning of the sentence. Muhammad opened the door. If you do have any questions, maybe what we'll do is I'll finish all the slides, and you can ask me questions while I'm explaining in the chat. However, I will maybe stop 45 minutes before the class finishes, or 30 minutes, and then we'll just make it like a question and answer session. And I'll also ask you some questions, so something like an exercise. So, very quick recap. We're talking about fi'l Madi, past tense verbs in the Arabic language. Some examples are jara, waqafa, da'a, daqqa, ja'a, fataha. Now, we'll move on to the next slide, inshallah. Okay. Here it says, place a suitable fi'l Madi or past tense verb before or after the word, but we'll postpone this to the end of the class, just so we don't take too long in this one. So we'll definitely come back to it, inshallah. Is that okay? Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, once again here, add a past tense verb in the spaces. We'll do this later as well. Write 5 sentences starting with past tense verbs. We'll come to this inshallah. Okay, so we talked about the fi'l madi, which is the past tense verb. Now inshallah we're going to talk about the fi'l mudari', which is the present or future tense. Now, I'm just going to read this and inshallah we'll go through it. The present tense verb, which is al-mudari', is that which denotes the occurrence of an action in the present tense. So al-hal means present tense, or future tense, al-istiqbal. Don't worry about those two words too much at this stage. Like yaktubu and yastakhriju. So yaktubu means he is writing, writes or will write, and yastakhriju is extract or will extract. Furthermore, it is necessary for the present tense verb al-mudari' to have one of the following 4 letters prefixed to it. This is extremely important. So every single fi'l mudari' has to have one of these 4 letters prefixed to it. Prefixed to it means it should start with one of these 4 letters. And they are the alif, the noon, the ya, and the ta. Likewise, for example, like aktubu. Aktubu means I write or I will write. Or naktubu, meaning we write or we will write. Normally when you put the ya, and we'll come to this later, but I'll quickly go through it. When you see a fi'l mudari with a ya, that normally denotes a third person masculine and third person feminine plural. But if you don't know that, don't worry about it, we'll come to that later inshallah. For example, yaktubu, he writes or he will write. And yaktubna, they feminine plural will write or will write. And the last one is the ta. For example, taktubu. This is normally referred to as second person and third person feminine singular and dual. Don't worry about this feminine plural and all of these things at this stage. I think if I'm not mistaken, it will be in the either lecture 4 or lecture 5 inshallah. But what I want to focus here is this. So let me see what's the next slide before we go ahead. Okay, I'm just going to be writing something here, so just let me know if you can't see it. So here we have an alif, and then we have a noon. I apologize for the handwriting, but it's a little bit hard to write with a pen mouse. So that's a noon. That should be a dot, not a big. Alif, noon, and then the next one is a ya. So it should have 2 dots in the bottom. Okay, I think you get the point. And then the ta. So these 4 letters start a fi'l mudari', which is a present tense verb. Now, normally whenever you study grammar or Arabic language, when you have these combination of letters that have a specific rule, they come up with a word for it. So they make a word out of it so that you remember it. Now, the one that I like is the name Anita. So you can sort of remember the name Anita, and that reminds you, and that gives you the letters. So A for alif, na for noon, ya for the letter ya, and then ta for the letter ta. So a, ni, ta. Alif, noon, ya, ta. So these four letters, always a fi'al mudari, a present tense verb starts with these four letters. But, however, in saying that, not all the words that start with one of these four letters is necessarily a fi'al mudari or a present tense verb. What I mean by that is, for example, the word akala. Now, akala starts with alif. And we said that the fi'al mudari or the present tense should start with one of these four words including alif. But akala starts with alif, however it's not a present tense verb, it's not a mudari. It's a madi. Akala means ate. So it's important to know that yes, a fi'al mudari starts with one of these four letters, however doesn't mean that every single word that starts with these four letters is a fi'al mudari. Okay, so I hope you understood that different distinction. Okay, so some examples here. The first one is Aghsilu yaday. I am washing my hands. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I'll go through most of it, inshallah. So here it says Aghsilu. Notice that the vowels are not put in there, and that's done on purpose because we want you to get used to figuring out the words without the vowels, so you can, pick up words when you read books. So when you see this, it's Aghsilu, Fatha, Sukun, Kasra, and then Dhamma here, Aghsilu. So Aghsilu means I wash my hands, or I am washing my hands. Now notice here that it starts with which letter? It starts with the alif. Okay? Just like we mentioned previously about the requirement of a fi'al mudari or a present tense. The second one is Albisu thiyabi. I am wearing my clothes. So once again, starts with an alif. Albisu. Don't worry too much about these words at the moment. Our focus at the moment is the fi'al mudari, which is this one. The next one I want to look at is the third one, which is yal'abu. So this one, yal'abu, and yal'abu means he is playing. And if you want to know the whole sentence, yal'abu bil kurati means he is playing with the ball. So yal'abu is a present tense verb, it's a mudari, and once again it starts with one of those letters, and that is ya. The fourth one, number 4, namshi fil huquli. So once again, namshi is a fi'al mudari, meaning we walk, or we are walking. And it starts with a what? Starts with a letter nun. So exactly like we said so far. Alif, here's the alif. Ya, here's the ya. Nun, here's the nun. And we haven't looked at the ta, which is here. Ta'kulu. So it's just for you to get familiarized with how the verbs look like. So ta'kulu is ta'kulu al-bintu, the girl is eating. So that's a fi'al mudari as well. Now, there are some words that are that's going to be used quite a lot. For example, this word ta'kulu, it comes from the word akala. See, I've already used akala before. Akala means he ate, and now ta'kulu means eating. So if you know one meaning of a word in the Arabic language, it's going to help you a lot because it can come in many different forms, and you get a feeling of it for the meaning. So akala, ta'kulu, it has something to do with eating. So if you know the vocabulary, it will make your life much easier. If you know some vocabulary, or if you learn all the vocabulary that we teach you every week, especially the verbs, they really help because you do get a sense of the meaning. Like for example, kataba means he wrote. I can say aktubu, naktubu, yaktubu, taktubu. These are all got to do something with writing. So if you know one of the meanings, you can get a sense of the meanings in the other verb forms as well. So vocabulary vocabulary is quite important, and I think that should be enough for the examples of fi'al mudari, and we'll go to the next slide inshallah. Okay, so we'll go through the examples later. Okay, here it says to select the present tense verbs only. Okay, we'll just do this later as well. Are we good so far, Sister Aisha and Zahida? Are you guys catching up, following up with me? Good, alhamdulillah. As I said, if you do have any questions, either you can speak out, or if you're not comfortable with that, or if your mic doesn't work, you can always mention a question, but then again, we can have more of an attractive session towards the end of the class. Okay, and then the last one, which is the fi'al amr. So far we've been talking about, just in case you're wondering, what's going on here, we're talking about the kinds of verbs in the Arabic language, which is the fi'al. There are three kinds of fi'al, or verbs. First one is fi'al madi, past tense verb. Second one is fi'al mudari, present or future tense verb. And the third one is, which we're talking about right now, is fi'al amr, which is the command tense verb. So I'm just going to read the definition here. The imperative verb al-amr is that through which an action is requested. So you are requesting for the other person to do an action. For example, uktub. See, again, if you knew the meaning of kataba or yaktubu, uktub is also related to writing. So once you learn the verb patterns, and once you learn how a mudari and an amr is constructed, inshallah you will learn that later on, then you can just put that word in the pattern, and the meaning you already have an understanding of the meaning. So that's extremely important. Okay, so uktub means write. So you're requesting someone, or you're commanding someone to write. Dahrij, roll, it's a request for rolling. Intaliq, go, which is a request for going. And istakhrij, which has the meaning of extract. Once again, it's a request for extracting. Okay. So what's important to remember in the command verb is that generally, now obviously there are exceptions, but generally command tense verbs, if you notice, they all end with a sukun. Okay? So let me just use a different color. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight the command tense verbs. So here, this verb means is il'ab. So there's a kasra in the alif, sukun on the lam, fatha on the ayn, and sukun on the ba, il'ab. So what does sukun mean? Sukun means it doesn't have the a-i-u sound, right? It's not il-ada, il-abu, il-abi, it's il-ad. So one of the signs of a fi'al amr, or a command verb, is that it ends with a sukun. Obviously there are exceptions, no doubt, but the overwhelming majority ends with a sukun. So if you knew the meaning of yal'abu, yal'ab, nal'ab, once again, it has the idea of playing. So il'ab is a command to play. So il'ab bil kurati, play with the ball. And this is a fi'al amr, command tense verb. The next one is nam. Nam means sleep, go to sleep. Once again, it ends with a sukun, right? So nam means sleep. And nam mudakkiran, the meaning of the whole sentence is sleep early. Okay? So sleep early. Once again, it ends with a sukun. Now, the other one is at'im. See, once again, we've used this form in the present tense as well, in the mudari'. So at'im means feed, something got to do with food. So ta'am is food, at'im means feed. Qistaka, feed your cat. So once again, it ends with a sukun. Notice how it starts with an alif. Does that mean it's a fi'al mudari'? Well, not necessarily. Not every word that starts with alif, nun, ya, ta is a present tense verb. Okay? However, if you want a present tense verb, a mudari', then it has to start one of those four, but not necessarily every word is a fi'al mudari'. Like this, for example, at'im is actually a fi'al amr, or a command tense verb. Okay. Looking at this example, Nadhif is a command to clean your clothes. So Nadhif diyadaka, clean or wash your clothes. Once again, it ends with a sukun. So this is the whole idea of a fi'al amr or a command tense verb. Inshallah, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, we'll come to that later on. Okay, so quickly going through the noun. So far we mentioned that Arabic words are divided into three parts: an ism, a fi'al, and a harf. Ism is a noun, fi'al is a verb, and harf is a particle. And then we looked at the three kinds of verbs. We said verbs are three. They're the fi'al madi, past tense verb; fi'al mudari', present tense verb; and fi'al amr, which is a command or an imperative tense verb. Now, we're going to look at the ism, or the noun. And this is very, very similar to the English language, so we shouldn't have much problems with this one. Okay, so just reading the slide here in front of me. The second type of words is called ism, or noun. Like Muhammad, which is a name, proper noun Muhammad. Asfur, sparrow, and tufaha, apple. Also, ard, earth; sama, heaven or sky; shams, sun; and qamar, moon. Very, very often used in the Quran. We should all know the meaning of these words: ard, sama, shams, and qamar. Extremely, extremely important. Also, and other examples which we use to refer to people and things. Of these are the names of people, the names of mountains, rivers, and countries, and every other word that denotes animals, plants, or inanimate objects. So basically, the name of something is a noun. So in English, name, place, animal, or thing, these are all nouns. In Arabic, we call them ism. So ism is a noun, and asma will be nouns. So if I use sometimes asma, keep in mind that what I mean is nouns in the plural tense, in the plural form. Okay. So underline the nouns only. I'll quickly go through this. Okay, so the first one says Faridun yajri fi shari'i. So here the noun is Farid, because Farid is a name, and names are nouns. They're asma. Here Ali is an ism. Yes, because it's the name of a person. Okay, number 3, Ad-Diku. So this is the name of an animal. Also is an ism. Number 4 is Iftarasa Ad-Dhi'bu. Now, something important that I'm going to mention here, which will really, really make sense in the Arabic language, is that in the Arabic language, we are totally flexible to start a sentence with a verb or with a noun. So generally in English, sentence structure is subject, verb, and object, SVO. So what I mean by that is Zaid went to the school, right? So Zaid, subject, went, verb, to the school is the object. Now in the Arabic language I can start a sentence with a verb, which is why here in number 4 the first one is not the ism. How do I know that? Because I know the meaning of it. Iftarasa. So that's like attacked. Az-zi'bu is the noun. Az-zi'bu means the wolf. So the wolf attacked. So keep in mind that in the Arabic language a sentence can start with a verb, and that's perfectly fine. There's no problem in that. Okay. Number 9. Ta'labu. This is also a verb. I'm sorry, it's an ism, as a noun. Just looking at some more examples. Al-Ghulmanu. This is also a noun. It's an ism. Al-Hadidu. Also an ism. Now, question is, how do you know if something is a verb or a noun? Well, first of all, of course, if you know the meaning, that will help. But secondly, verbs have signs, okay? And we'll learn the signs of the, nouns. I think I've talked too much about verbs, keep mentioning it. Nouns have signs. Even verbs have signs, but the nouns have more clearer signs or more obvious signs. And I'll give you one quickly now, we'll go through it more in detail next week. For example, if a word starts with these two, alif and the lam. Alif and the lam is always a noun. Okay, so that's a hint. If a word starts with an alif and lam, that's an ism. Guaranteed ism. Can never be a noun. Can never be a verb, a fi'l. So alif and lam is, when you see that in a word, you should rest assured that that's a noun, it's an ism. And obviously there are more signs to it, but we'll cover that the next few weeks, inshallah. So that was just some examples of nouns. So nouns can be names of people, names of animals. It can be names of specific things like al-hadidu. Al-hadidu means the metal or the iron. Ali, the wolf. So these are all asma or nouns. Okay, we'll come to the exercises soon. Okay, now the particle. See, the noun was very easy, right? There wasn't much in it. The verb is a bit more detailed, but the noun is quite straightforward, pretty much like in the English language. Now the particle. The third type of words is called al-harf, meaning particle, and this includes many things. It includes prepositions, interrogative particles, meaning questions, negative particles, future particles, and conjunctions. Like what? Like for example, hal, the question article, fi, in, at, lam, did not, mean, from, of, ila means to or towards, and thumma meaning then or thereafter or after a while. And every other word that denotes a meaning that does not become apparent except when used with other words. What does that mean? Well, now the harf, which is the particle, does not have an independent meaning of its own. What I mean by that is it always needs to be accompanied by something, right? So if I say in what? If I say from what? Right? You can't use it on its own. With the verbs and the nouns, they're quite independent. So if I say Muhammad, it's the name, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If I say he went, yeah, it makes sense. But the particles, they always need to be accompanied by something, and usually they're accompanied by the nouns. So that's what it means here. Every other word that denotes a meaning that does not become apparent. So the meaning is not apparent except when it's used with other words. Then we can understand the true meaning of the harf. So here once again it's emphasizing the point. The harf is every word whose meaning is not completely clear without other accompanying words. Right? So this is what I mentioned before, that a harf always needs an accompanying word, usually an ism, usually a noun. So in the house, from the country, to the mosque, from the road. So we always need something to accompany it. By itself doesn't really give a exact meaning. So a harf always accompanies something. Now here it's mentioned in red that the minimum and maximum number of letters in particles. Now, it's going to go back to the previous slide. If you look at some of the examples of the harf here, so harf meaning particle. So hal, how many letters do you think that's constructed from? So maybe I can ask questions now. So Aisha, how many letters does the word hal have? Two. Very good. So, good. Sister Zahida, how many letters does the word min have? Two as well. Now, there are actually harfs, particles, that also comes with only one letter. Okay? So the minimum letter for a harf is only one letter. Like what, for example? For example, when we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, the B in the beginning, Bismillah, when we say the Bismi, the Da actually has a meaning. It's a harf. It's only one letter, but it still makes sense. Like for example, in English we say a ball. So A, or the letter A, has a meaning. So even in Arabic, the minimum number of a letter, minimum number of a word in the harf can be one letter, like the B. The maximum it can be is 3. Okay, maybe there are exceptions, I'm not too sure, but it's probably, if there is, it's very, very rare. But the maximum is 3, minimum is 1. So, for example, if you want to say a harf that has 3 letters, I'm just going to write it here on the top. Hope it comes clear. Like this word, ala. Ala means on, or above, or on top of. How many letters does it have? It's 3 letters. So the 3-letter word can also be a harf, a particle. So minimum 1, maximum 3. Okay, so just looking at, here it says to distinguish the verbs and the nouns and particles. I think this is a good exercise that we can do. Let me just have a look what else do we have in the slides. So these are right sentences. Once again, sentences. Okay. So we'll do this exercise, but I'll quickly, once again, I'll summarize the whole lecture today. The idea of repeating it a lot is so that you guys can remember it more often. So that's why I love repeating it, because it helps to remember the main points. So we said at the beginning that letters in the Arabic language are combined to form words, and words means kalimat. So words is kalimat, and one word is kalima. So kalima is singular and kalimat is plural. So words come next to each other to make beneficial sentences. They make complete sentences. Now all the words in the Arabic language come under 3 very broad categories. Okay, every single Arabic word must come under one of these 3 broad categories. The first one is the fi'l, which is the verb. The second one is isim, which is the noun. And the third one is the amr, which is the command tense or the imperative tense. Now, we also said that the fi'l or the verb has three parts based on time. So if an action happened in the past, we call that fi'l madi or past tense. If an action occurred in the present, or it will occur in the future, that's called fi'l mudari', which means present tense verb. And the last one, if you command someone to do something, that's called a command verb. In Arabic, we say fi'l amr. So they all start with fi'l. Fi'l means verb. Fi'l madi, fi'l mudari', fi'l amr. So from next lecture onward, I'm going to be using these terms without giving the meanings of them. So it's expected that all of you become very familiar with these words like kalima, kalimat, isim, fi'l, harf. These are extremely important terms that I'll keep using them, but without giving translations in the next coming weeks, inshallah. So we said that the fi'l madi means the past tense, and for, some examples we gave is akala, which means ate, dhahaba, which means went, waqafa, which means stood up. So these are some examples of the fi'l madi, past tense verb. The next one is the fi'l mudari' or the present tense verb. We said that the fi'l mudari' must always start with one of these four letters. And these four letters are alif, noon, ya, and ta. So to make it easy to remember, we made a word for it, which is Anita. Anita, alif, noon, ya, ta. So what are some examples of fi'l mudari' present tense verbs? So we can say yadhabu, he is going. Ya'kulu, he is eating. Yal'abu, he is playing. Anzifu, I am washing. Tal'abu, you are playing, or you play, or you will play. So it has the meaning of present and future. How do we know if it's present or future? We'll talk about that later, but basically it depends on the context of the sentence. So the sentence determines, or the situation determines whether that's a present or a future. And then the last thing that we learned is the fi'l amr, and we said that the fi'l amr is a command tense, so you're requesting someone to do an action. And one of the signs of the command tense or the fi'l amr is that generally, maybe 90% of the time, it ends with a sukun. So that's a sign or a symbol for the fi'l amr. Like what? Like for example, uktub means write. Nam means sleep. Il'ab means play. So these are some of the examples for the fi'l amr. And then we looked at the isim, which means noun. And the noun generally refers to a name of a thing or something definite or something specific that becomes a noun. Like for example, the name Muhammad, or we can say the name of an apple, the name of fruit like apple, that's a noun. Name of a city, Sydney, Australia, these are all nouns. Or it's something specific like al-waladu, the boy, waladun, also a boy. These are all nouns. So they don't have to be specific, but what I mean by specific is something like a proper noun. So all proper nouns come under the category of isim. And then we also looked at the harf or the particle, and we said that the particle does not carry a meaning on its own, doesn't give a very, very clear picture or a meaning. It has to be accompanied with something. Some examples of the harf or the particles are fi, ila. So fi means in, ila means to, min means from, ala means on or upon. So these are meanings of the harf, the particle. And we also said that the minimum letter for a harf is 1. For example, Bismillah, the B there is 1 harf, and the maximum is 3, like Ala had 3 letters. Okay. So we can do some exercises now. We've got about close to 1 hour left. Before we do the exercises, do you guys have any questions? You can either speak if you want or mention it in the chat. Up to you. Okay, it should work. Did you go through the audio wizard in the beginning? Did you follow the instructions that was sent to your email? Sister Zahida, what about you? Does your microphone work? I think oops, I think I should enable it. How about now? If you guys can speak, I might be able to hear you.
I think okay now.
Yes, I heard your voice. Yeah, I can hear your voice now, yes. Sister Zahida, do you want to try speaking now?
Okay.
Yes, Sister Aisha, I can hear you very clearly. Just waiting on Zahida to speak. I can. Sister Zahida, are you able to speak? Zahida, are you still trying to fix your microphone? I've got the logo here next to your name. It should work now. Okay. heard something before, but maybe it's gone off now. Okay, it's alright. We'll continue. Sister Zahida, let us know how you go. So, Sister Aisha, if you can say a few words, how was, you weren't here last week, how did you go with the first and second week so far? Sister Aisha, can you hear me?
Hello? Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. It's very beneficial. I mostly understand.
Okay, that's good, alhamdulillah. Okay, Sister Aisha, are you able to read the first sentence?
Yes. يفتح محمد الباب.
Okay, that's good. If you don't mind me asking, how did you know how to read it without the vowels? Are you familiar with Arabic before, or?
Some common verbs I'm very familiar. فتح ماضي يفتح and مضارع, same feel.
Yes, correct, mashallah. Okay, would you know the meaning of that sentence?
Yes. Muhammad opened the door.
Muhammad opened the door. Are you sure it's a?
No, it's not past tense. Opening or will open.
Yes, very good. So is it a fi'l madi or fi'l mudari?
Mudari, sorry.
Yeah, it's a fi'l mudari. So the meaning would be in the present tense. Muhammad is opening the door, or Muhammad opens the door.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me which ones are the fi'l and which ones, or is there any fi'l, harf or ism? If you can just tell me for each of the words.
يفتح فعل مضارع, محمد فاعل, الباب مفعول به.
Alright, good. We haven't got to that yet. If you can just tell me, like, are they ism or harf or fi'l?
Which one?
The whole sentence, all of them.
Muhammad is ism. يفتح is fi'l مضارع. الباب is noun and مفعول.
Yep, inshallah. It's just because we haven't done the fa'al maf'ul bihi yet. That's why if we mention it, some other people might not understand it.
Okay, I'm taking intermediate Arabic too. Both.
Okay, yeah, you must have learnt it there. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna get through the fa'al and maf'ul bihi, I think after 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Alright, I see Zahida too. Is that the same person? I think so. Just ask her. Can you try speaking now? No, sister, I'm not able to hear you still. I'm not able to hear you still. Okay, Sister Aisha, can you read sentence number 2? رقم 2 لو سمحتي.
I'm not sure but يشتري تاجر الكتنة I'm not sure.
Yeah, القطنة.
الكتنة.
Yeah. Can you tell me if there's any اسم فعل or حرف?
Okay. يشتري فعل تاجر فاعل. Another one كتنة is مفعول.
Yeah, so التاجر and القطن they're both اسم, right?
Yes. What does the
Yes,
قطن mean?
Cotton means you know the material that we wear, cotton.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so it's similar, cotton. Okay, let's look at some easy examples. Can you read number 10? رقم 10.
يذهب العمال إلى المدينة.
Yeah, إلى المصنع.
يذهب going.
Yeah, is it yep.
Second word.
العمال.
They're going somewhere, I don't know.
That's fine, yeah. So, is the العمال, is it a اسم فعل or حرف?
اسم.
How did you know it's an ism?
Because fine.
Yeah, but even if we don't know, like for example, say we don't know it's a fa'il.
Okay, more than
How would
3
you-
letters, and then there is a L before.
Very good. So, usually, like always, the alif and lam, which is the al, always is the symbol for an ism.
Yes.
So even if we don't know if it's a fa'il, if it's a doer or not, like the role of the word in a sentence, if we don't know that, then sometimes the symbols help. Like for example, the alif and lam is a sign of fa'il, is a sign of an ism. I'll just ask Sister Zaida how she's doing.
You told harf is less than 3 letters, but what about alayna, alayhim, ilayke? Are they harf or not?
No, it's not half anymore. That becomes more than one word
Yes.
because you have the pronoun attached to it as well. It doesn't become just a harf anymore. That becomes a harf and an ism.
Okay.
So just the ism itself, like the pure ism, is 3 letters maximum. Do you have? Okay. we'll just do. Oh, we haven't finished the sentence. So يذهب العمال إلى المصنع. Can you tell me what's the إلى and المصنع? What kind of a word are they?
إلى is harf. إلى is particle.
Yeah, it's a harf. Yes.
Yes, and then مصنعي أمر مفعول.
Yeah, it's okay if like the maf'ul and fa'al we're not doing it at the moment. If you just say if it's an ism or fi'al or harf.
إلى حرف مصنعي اسم.
Yeah, good. So ila is harf and masna is ism. So masna means you can say a factory. Okay, I'm gonna move to the next slide.
Okay.
Which one should we do? Okay. So the first one says, let me just put the English one. Write 3 sentences starting with a verb. Can you say a sentence that starts with a verb? Zahida, can you hear us by any chance? Can you speak? It was your microphone shows that it's speaking, but then there is no sound. Yeah, it must be frustrating. Are you using Windows 7?
Yeah. Yes. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
A buzzing sound. Okay. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can, but it comes with a very loud buzzing sound.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
I can, but it comes with a loud buzzing sound.
I'll try and restart the computer. Sorry about this, I'm really sorry.
It's okay. Okay, she left. That's fine. She's gonna come back. So, did you make a sentence with 3, starting with a verb?
Okay. أكل أحمد تفاحة.
Okay. So, أكل أحمد it should be تفاحة.
تفاحة.
But that's okay. We haven't covered that yet. So, what kind of a word is the أكل?
ماضي. يوم ماضي.
Yep, it's a fi'l madi, meaning past tense.
Yep.
And what's Ahmadu? What kind of a word?
Ahmed isim and fa'il. Tufahatu isim and maf'ul.
Yeah, it's an ism and it's an object in the sentence. That's right. Okay. Can you make a sentence that has a verb inside the sentence?
Yes.
Since you're the only one here, you're the only one I can ask. So sorry.
Can I turn around? Ahmed akala.
Yeah.
Yes. Ahmed ishrah. المعلم اشرح. زد. No, يشرح. تشرح. المعلم تشرح.
Okay, so al-muallimu yashrahu.
Yes.
Okay, so the teacher is explaining maybe ad-darsa, the studies.
Yes.
Okay, al-muallimu yashrahu ad-darsa. You can always swap them around and it makes sense. So Ahmadu akala at-tufahata. You can say that.
Which one is more formal or regular?
The more regular one would be the verb starting first, the fi'al. Yeah, but even if you bring a noun, it's not wrong. But the more general usage is the fi'al.
Okay.
Coming first. All right. Do you see these 5 words in the notes section?
Yeah, I see.
All right. Can you make a sentence that has a particle using one of these words in here?
Particle. Okay. Can I use ila?
Yep.
Okay. يذهب أحمد إلى مسجدا.
Okay. يذهب أحمد إلى المسجد or إلى مسجد. Good. What's the meaning of all these isms that I've written?
يذهب فعل مضارع. أحمد اسم and fa'il. إلى particle. مسجد اسم and object in this sentence. مبتدأ.
Yeah. You should try to use the Arabic word. So don't use particle. Say harf.
Harf. Okay.
Yeah. So you get used to it.
Okay. Harf.
Okay.
إلى harf.
Now. Yeah. إلى harf. That's right. Do you see this word baytun in the notes?
House. Yes.
A house. What's the meaning of waladun?
Boy. Son.
A boy. Yes. Yeah. For now we can say boy. Or son is correct as well. Next one. Can you read that?
Is mosque. Masjidun is mosque.
Yeah. So we know that.
Rajul. I don't know.
So rajulun means a man.
Rajulun together. Okay.
Yeah. So rajul is man.
Yes.
Can you read the next one?
Babu door.
Yep. Al-babu means the door. Next one.
I can't see anything. Kalem. Sorry. Kalem. Al-kalem. Pencil.
Yeah. It's normally used for a pen.
Pen. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure what a pencil is. I don't know if there's an Arabic equivalent to it. Maybe they use the same word for it, but generally qalam was used for pen.
Pen, okay.
Let me just have a look at the dictionary.
Turkish saint.
Yeah, they normally say pencil as qalam rasas. But that's a hard one. We don't need to worry about it. Okay. Now, if you just look at the notes, I'm gonna add a few more words.
Yes.
And and we'll just go through them inshallah. So I'm just gonna type them up. Just give me a minute. Okay. So
يذهب.
yeah. يذهب. Now, are you able to tell me the Madi form of this word? The Mudari
ذهب.
form of it? And the
ذهب.
Amr.
يذهب. اذهب.
Very good. Can you now form the yadhabu in the other three sort of prefixes of the mudari?
Sorry, I didn't understand which people.
Okay.
Yes.
So the fi'l mudari
Yep.
always starts with one of the four letters.
Okay. Elif, Vav, Ye, or Te.
No, the waw is not there. It's Anita. So there's a noon.
Nun. Yezhabu or Tezhabu or Nazhabu or Azhab. Azhabu.
Adhabu. That's right. Okay. So the four letters are alif, noon, ya, and ta.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just add another word there. I'm not gonna put the vowels so we can get used to these letters, these words. What's that one, sister?
Ekele means ate, past tense. Eat.
Yes.
Ekele mazi, fiil mazi. Ye'kulu, fiil mudari. E'kul, I'm not sure. E'kul, command.
Yeah, the command one. There are some verbs that are irregular and they don't follow the normal pattern. So for the akala, it will be kul. Yeah, so
What about
that's one form of it.
command for ekele? Command for ekele. What is?
Command for what, sorry?
Ekele is fiil mazi. Ye'kulu is fiil mudari. What is command for ekele verb?
Oh, for akala, yeah, as I said, for akala it's kul.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so in the Quran Allah says kulu washrabu.
Okay.
So yeah, kul is means eat, but there are other ways of saying it as well, but that kul should be fine for now. Okay, can we use some other examples from last week? I was told that there was a homework that you need to memorize the vocabulary in the Medina book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go through those words. So I'm just gonna open it up.
Okay. Actually, I don't know the sentences starting with particle. Can you give?
Sentences don't normally start with particles.
What about question sentences? Held?
Yeah. So with questions you can. So for example, you can say. So normally in Arabic there are two kinds of sentences, right? The jumla ismiya, jumla fi'liya. Nominal sentence, which starts with a noun, and then verbal sentence. With a question, you can say هل أكلت الطعام?
Yes.
So you can use that hal. But that becomes a jumla ismiya. We still call that a jumla ismiya even though it starts with hal.
Okay.
So there is no, we can't say it's a jumla harfiya, for example. Like there is no sentence. But we can say hal. So you can start it with hal. Hal akalta ta'ama. Did you eat the food? So that's one sentence with hal.
Is it example for sentence starting with particle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. So I'm just gonna check your vocabulary from last week's words. So I'm gonna say it first in Arabic, and you tell me in English. And then some of the words I'll say it in English, and then I'll see if you know them in Arabic, and then we can practice some new words, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay, so first, I think Zahida's back. Let me see if she can speak. Zahida, can you speak now?
Okay, I'm speaking now. Can you hear?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Your voice is just a little bit low, but we can hear you very clear.
Okay.
Much better now, much better. Yeah.
I think it's my laptop. Something's wrong with the network or something. So I've just jumped onto another computer.
Okay, yeah, there must be something wrong with the laptop then. Okay, so we were just practicing some new words, Sister Zahida.
Yes.
I'm just looking at some of the words that you guys were supposed to look at last week from the Medina book. So what I'll do is I'll give a couple of words in Arabic, and I'll ask a few for Sister Aisha, then a few for you, and then I'll give a few words in English, and then you're gonna just have to translate it. And if we don't know it, we'll learn it, inshallah.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any comments or any questions or anything like that before we start?
No.
Okay, good. So, Aisha, this is for you first of all.
Okay.
Can you tell me the meaning of waladun?
Boy,
Yep. Baytun.
house,
Good. Talibun.
student,
Yep. Masjidun.
mosque,
Rajulun.
man,
Babun.
door,
Okay, now I'll ask you some in Arabic. In English, and you translate it to Arabic. So pen.
القلم.
Yeah. Might as well mention it now.
Okay, قلم.
If
قلم.
yeah. So qalamun. We're gonna cover this next week.
Okay.
But when I say the pen, then use the al. If I don't say the, don't use the al.
Okay.
Okay. A dog.
كلب.
Kalbun. Are you saying it from your mind? From your memory?
I'm saying from my memory.
Oh, mashallah, good. Okay, last two. Miftahun.
مفتاح. Key. Is it key?
Good. Key. Yep. Tittun.
Is it cat?
Cat. Yeah, mashallah. Okay, so we'll go to Sister Zahida. So Zahida, can you tell me the meaning of bed?
Yes. Bed.
Yeah, so what's the meaning of bed in Arabic?
Sarirun.
Sarirun, good. Horse?
Sarirun.
Yeah, correct. Sarirun is bed. So the next one is, hisanun, good. Next one, chair.
I don't remember.
So, you remember? Okay, chair is kursiyun. So I'm just gonna write it. I'm gonna open up a whiteboard here, and I'm gonna write the words that we are not too familiar with. So I'll write it up here. Okay, so if you guys just look at your screens again, I'm just gonna type this in. Okay. So we said, just typing it up now. Can you guys see it in your screen?
Yes. But
Yeah, so this,
it starts with
Yeah.
not Dhamma, Kursiyun. It should be Kursiyun.
it is, it starts with Dhamma, kursiyun.
But it looks like Feta.
I'll just try to make it big if I can. I don't. Okay, this is better. So I'm gonna write in bigger letters so we can see the harakat. So kur. How's that? Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, so what is kursiyun again, Sister Zahida?
Chair.
Chair. Zahida, can you tell me if kursiyun, is it an ism or is it a fi'al or harf?
It's ism.
اسم. لماذا هو اسم? Why is it an اسم?
Name of the thing, it's a noun.
Yeah, it's the name of a thing. So name of a thing is generally referred to as اسم. حاضر. Okay, so it's still your turn. Can you tell me the meaning of Jamalun?
Camel.
Camel, good. Jamalun. Can you tell me the meaning of Najmun?
Star.
A star, good. Can you tell me the meaning of Dikun?
Rooster.
Yep, rooster. Can you tell me the meaning of Qamisun?
Shirt.
Shirt, good. Can you tell me, I'm going to say it in English now, the meaning of teacher?
Darris.
Mudarrisun. Mudarrisun. Every time you say an Arabic word, all of you have to tell me each and every harakat very clearly, because it's very, very important. Like normally when you're speaking in Arabic, it's not that important when you're just speaking, but because we're trying to learn grammar here, So I need to hear every single thing. So when we say it, we should say it like di-kun. We have to say the last vowels as well. Although you're not required to normally when you speak, but just so we can, because we're learning grammar, we need to know what the words end with. So we'll try to say the whole thing, inshallah. And if we're not sure, we can try. Is that alright?
Yes, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. Last two for you, Sister Zahida. Doctor. Zahida, did you hear me?
Is it Tabib?
Yep, Tabib. Was that Zahida? Were you speaking?
Aisha. I think Zahida is off now.
I can't hear her voice again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Doctor is Tabibun. And the last one. It's getting better now. The last one is Mindilun. Zahira, this is for you. The last one, Mindilun.
Handkerchief.
Handkerchief, that's right. Okay. What I'll do now is I'll ask each one of you to give me, so for example, I'll say, give me an ism. You're going to have to give me an ism, but try to give me a new ism. Don't give me the ones we've already done like Bab or Rajul or Masjid. Something new, and if you don't know the meaning in Arabic, you can ask me so we can increase our vocabulary. So I'll ask you, for example, give me an ism, or give me a harf, or a fi'l mudari, or fi'l amr. And so that way we can increase our vocabulary, inshallah. Okay, I'll start with Zahida. Zahida, can you give me an ism, please? I think she can't hear me at the moment again.
Sikinun, nice. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah. Your voice is just a little bit low sometimes. Good. Sikinun. And what does sikinun mean?
Knife.
It means a knife, yes. Sikinun, knife. Saisha, can you give me a harf, please?
Harf?
Yeah.
Ila.
Ila. What's the meaning of it? Ma ma'nahu? The meaning of it?
Ila. Towards? I'm not sure.
Towards. Yes, towards or to. Yep, ahsanti. Ahsanti means well done. Okay. Sister Zahida, can you give me a fi'l mudari'?
A fi'l mudari' is yatla'u, to rise.
Yatla'u. Yep, yatla'u. Wal-ma'na, it means rise. The meaning means rise. Okay, Sister Zahida, just a question for you. Can you tell me the 4 indicators of a fi'l mudari'?
4 indicators. It will begin with either alif or nun or ya or ta.
Yeah, correct, ahsanti. So it either begins with an alif or nun or ya or ta. Good. Now we'll go, if you look at the screen, I'm going to put the slides again, and we'll do some of the exercises that we skipped on. Just gonna put it up now. Can you all see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go to the beginning. Okay, so we'll start with the fi'l al-madi. And we'll start with the zahida. Zahida, the first word is al-ghusnu, which means the branch. Can you put a suitable fi'l al-madi before it or after it?
قطع الغصن.
Did you say quti'a?
Yes.
Okay, good. وما معنى قطيعة? What is the meaning of قطيعة?
It was cut. The branch was cut.
Good. قطيعة الغصن. So قطيعة is a passive verb. Anyway, we'll get to active and passive some other time. But that's correct. قطيعة الغصن, the branch was broken or cut off. Okay, good. أحسنتي. Sister Aisha, can you give us an example with الزجاج?
What does it broken means? I don't know. I don't know the verb now. Maybe
Okay, which verb are you looking to put?
broken. What does it mean? Broken.
Broken. Okay. That's a new verb we can learn. It's kasara.
Okay. Yes, Kero.
Yaksiru.
Yeksiru. Yes.
Good. Yaksiru zujaja. So I'm just gonna put the word in the notes for future reference. So kasara. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Kasara, yaksiru, iksir. So these are madi, mudari, and amr. Okay, good. So yaksiru zujaja, he is breaking the glass. Inshallah not, but he is breaking the glass. Okay. Sister Zahida, al-qalamu.
بايع ولد القلم.
Can you say that again?
بايع الولد القلم.
So you mean sold? Is that what you're trying to say?
Bought, yeah.
Bought or sold? Because they're different words.
I think I meant ishtara.
Yeah, ishtara would be correct, yeah.
What does ishtara mean?
Ishtara means it's a fi'l madi, means he bought. And if you want to say sold will be ba'a. So ba'a. That would be sold. So if you say ishtara, where is it? Yeah. Ishtara al-qalama means he bought the pen. Ishtara al-qalama. Okay. Sister Aisha, ash-shamsu.
Taliatun? No?
Yeah, correct. Ash-shamsu tali'atun.
Is it isim sentence or fi'l?
Yeah, it's an ism actually. طالعة would be an ism.
How can I say fi'l?
With the fi'al. Sister Zahida, what do you think?
طالعة.
Yeah, so she wants to say the sun rose in the past tense. Would you have any idea how to say that?
طلعت الشمس.
Yes. طلعت الشمس. So I'll just put that. I'm gonna write that in the notes. Where's the Arabic? طلع. So طلع we use it for masculine, and because the shams is feminine, because in Arabic words are either masculine or feminine, right? So because ash-shamsu is feminine, we can't say tala'a ash-shamsu because tala'a is used for masculine. So we have to say tala'ati shamsu. So the ta, there we add the ta because of the ash-shamsu being feminine. Is that clear?
Yes.
So if I add it with the ta, yeah, anyway. Alright, we'll just go for the next one. So tala'ati shamsu. Just Aisha, maybe I can give you one more example. Can you tell me the moon rose?
طلع القمر.
Good. طلع القمر. I'm pretty sure qamaru is masculine. I'm hoping some feminine, but usually, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's masculine. So طلع الشمس. If you guys are, sorry, طلع القمر. If you guys are familiar with the song, you know the nasheed that the children of Medina sang when the Prophet ﷺ came to Medina. Does anyone know that one?
Yes. Yes. طلع البدر.
Yeah. طلع البدر علينا. So al-badru is also a kind of, it's like when the moon is full and it's very bright, did the Arabs say that al-badru. So طلع البدر. So the white moon has risen and علينا over us. Okay, so the طلع is used over there as well. Okay. Just Zahida, al-qitaru.
مكث القطار.
Did you say makatha?
Yeah, like to stop, say.
Yeah, okay, stay. Makatha al-qitaru. Okay, I guess that's correct. Or we can also say waqafa al-qitaru, the train stopped. So that's also acceptable. Is that clear, sisters? So just basically we're just trying to add some fi'l madi in this one. So we'll go to the next exercise. We have about 10 minutes. We'll go to the fi'l mudari, and okay. Yeah, these ones, they don't have the harakat. It's a bit hard. I'll change the form from past tense to present. Amradu. Okay. harder ones. Okay. So we'll do two sentences now. We'll start with Sister Aisha. Sister Aisha, can you give us a sentence that includes a fi'l mudari, an ism, a fi'l mudari, a harf, and an ism?
يذهب الغلمان إلى بيته.
Good. Can you translate that?
Boys went to house.
Yes. The boy went to a house. يذهب الغلمان إلى بيت. Very good. ما شاء الله. أحسنتي. أنت يا زاهدة, can you give us an example لو سمحتي with the same pattern?
ينزل الماء من السماء.
Good, mashallah. Can you give the ma'na for it, the meaning?
The water came down from the sky.
The water came down from the sky. So, yanzilu. Yanzilu, is that, what kind of a fi'l is that?
ينزل is فعل مضارع.
Good, ahsanti. Can you change that to fi'l madi?
نزل.
Nazala, good. Can you change it to fi'l amr? It's just have to take a guess, I guess.
أنزل.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be inzil.
ينزل.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna see. One thing to notice is generally the fi'l madi. If you notice it, a lot of it has three letters, and they mostly end with a fatha, right? So, for example, طلع, ذهب, أكل, وقف, مكث, علم, سجد. So a lot of the fi'l madis are three letter and they end with a fatha. So this is just to help us to recognize the fi'l madis. So that's an important point to keep in mind. Okay, I think inshallah we can stop there. Next week we're gonna look at the ism in detail, the noun, and also we're gonna start constructing the noun a bit more deeper. So every word in the Arabic language ends with the fatha, dhamma, or kasra. So what does a noun end with? Why is it sometimes an, in, un? Why is it sometimes a, I, u? Why does it have a sukoon? So we'll go into some depth about the ism, about the noun. And so inshallah, I think we're going good. If you guys have nothing else to say, then I guess we can finish it up. Okay.
When do we have to submit the weekly worksheet?
Weekly worksheets usually the next week before the class starts. So if you're an off-site student, which you are, then you can submit it on the night of the class. So if the class is on Wednesday, you submit Wednesday night is the latest.
Okay. Thank you.
Inshallah. Okay, sisters, then I wish you guys have a good day, inshallah, and I'll see you next week, bi'idhnillah.
Same time? Is it same time?
Yeah, same time. So 5:45 up to 7:45.
Okay. Thank you.
Inshallah. Sister Zaida, I hope your microphone is better next week. think it just turned off in the last minute. Okay. Assalamu alaikum then. I'll see you guys next week inshallah.
Turkish